Good morning. Good morning. It looks like some people are jumping on. We are going to start promptly at 11 o'clock, but welcome for those who have already jumped on. I'm trying to work out hopefully some technical difficulties. If for whatever reason you see my mouth moving and you cannot hear me, go ahead and drop in that Q&A box to let me know that you can't hear me. Although if you can't hear me, it would be difficult to do that. All right, good morning. It is 11 o'clock, and so we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to UC Davis Continuing Professional Education's Public Health Certificate Information Session. My name is Tiffany Thompson. I am the enrollment coach for this program. There have been a little bit of technical difficulties on my Zoom the last couple of days. And so if for whatever reason you cannot hear me or you can't hear any of the videos, I know we have the chat feature disabled, but we do have a Q&A feature that you can go in and ask questions. If you wouldn't mind just dropping in there, hey, you're choppy, or I can't hear you, or we can't hear the videos, or whatever, then that can help me just move along without it, so that you guys aren't just watching videos that you can't hear. So I wanted to first off introduce obviously myself, which is Tiffany Thompson. I'm the enrollment coach, but then also some people that you might run into as part of your program. Marcela Gonsalves is one of the UC Davis faculty that teaches within this program, and she also is the instructor who will be going into the classes and the certificate on this presentation. So you'll see a video of her. So I just wanted you guys to know who she was. And then Suzette Odom is our finance advisor. So at some point, if you have questions about finances or you need to utilize student loans or anything along those lines, you will interact with Suzette. Also wanted to just if you do have any questions during the duration of this presentation, feel free to go ahead and drop those questions in that Q&A box. I will be addressing questions at the end of the webinar because oftentimes the answers come within the presentation. But if you don't want to forget your question, feel free to go ahead and drop it in there. That's no problem at all. And then I will answer those towards the end. All right, first let's hear from Dr. Brad Pollock. I'm going to play this. Hopefully you guys can hear it. If not, please let me know.
The surging demand for public health services as we transition out of the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition to COVID and other emerging infectious diseases, there are a variety of other health challenges, including those that are related to our aging population, to advancing climate change and environmental impacts, to increasing barriers to accessing health services, and to diseases that are influenced by social and economic. I'd like to explain a little bit about our UC Davis Public Health Certificate Program. We have a one-year part-time program that's been designed for working health professionals. The goal of the certificate is to increase the skills and knowledge of current and future public health professionals. For those who are not pursuing advanced graduate degrees, our courses will increase your expertise in public health.
All right. So it sounds like most of you guys are unable to hear him, which is such a bummer, but I will go ahead and send you guys this video when I send you guys over the email at the end of this presentation. I know for some reason the media settings, the audio settings are really choppy, so I do apologize. Well, let's go ahead and dive in then. So as Dr. Pollack had mentioned, which you may or may not have heard, there are a wide variety of careers that you can explore upon completion of our program in combination with your existing position or experiences. So some including a health program manager at the state and county level. So for instance, a health policy analyst, which is someone who works to evaluate current and potential policies regarding health and healthcare in your community or organization, and they look at its impact. Or a community program manager. Maybe you're interested in implementing and developing initiatives at the community level, or working with low-income families, minorities, to provide information about healthcare services and resources regarding their health and well-being. And then there's a health educator or a patient educator. These are those that work to educate people about behaviors that promote wellness and share information about the availability of healthcare services. Or a research and data analyst. These are those that collect and analyze data for others to make decisions and observations about population health. Sorry. All of these are occupations that result from this type of formalized education. So before we get into the program structure, let's discuss the audience. Who is the certificate for? We have three main audiences that we serve with the certificate. So the first audience is going to be current public health professionals that are looking to advance their careers. Those are already in the industry. They're looking for some more formal education, or they're just looking for some like continuing education credits or anything like that, or units or hours. Or a career changer who wants to explore a future in public health. So maybe you're somebody who hasn't been in the public health industry, but it's something that you're very interested in. Maybe you have a bachelor's degree in something else, and you're looking at potentially getting a master's in public health. You want to change your careers. This is a good place to start, acts as sort of like a post-baccalaureate program. Or recent graduates who want to be competitive for the MPH program. So again, if you're somebody who has recently graduated, maybe you're within a field of health, but you're not quite ready to get into a master's program, this is a great bridge. So we designed this program for you, for the students in mind. This is part-time. It's one class per quarter on a quarterly system, and it really allows you to focus on the content for 10 weeks and really engage with the material without having to forfeit your current career and commitments. So if you're working full-time, or if you have other responsibility, family, this affords you the ability to be able to continue your education without it jeopardizing your other commitments. With skilled learning in epidemiology, I hate that word, is so difficult for me to say, sorry, social and behavioral health and population health, you'll be able to do your job better and help lead your communities. For those that are considering a move to public health, but they can't afford to commit to a full-time degree just yet, this is a great opportunity as well. You want to be able to see what the curriculum is like and what you'll be learning before making such a big investment, and that's definitely understandable. So our certificate is designed for working adults, so it allows you to keep your day job while taking classes with us, and it does not cost nearly as much as going on and getting a graduate degree. So it allows you the opportunity, it also allows you the opportunity to transfer the units to our UC Davis MPH. You can also transfer to other universities as well. They are fully transferable credits. And upon acceptance into our program, you can transfer these credits in and help you kind of apply toward your master's degree later down the road. So if you do choose that you want to get a degree, you can do that through our program, and you can do that through UC Davis. Our certificate also gives you the foundational knowledge that you need to jumpstart the career in public health, and it allows you to connect with faculty, industry experts of the field, and also your peers in the class. And then lastly, maybe you are a recent graduate, like I had mentioned, or someone that's looking to go back to school, but you need to demonstrate to the admissions committees that you are a public health focused student and you're ready to take on the degree. And so while the certificate does not guarantee acceptance into our MPH program or other MPH programs, it's not like a specific feeder. You still would have to go through applications. Your participation in this certificate demonstrates your interest and your commitment to public health. So a great aspect of this program to mention is that because it was built in partnership with DPHS, we have aligned the curriculum almost exactly to the courses in the MPH degree. And so that being said, if you are accepted into the MPH program specifically at Davis, these units will matriculate and they'll transfer into the degree very smoothly. It will take, and our units will be 12 units of the required core classes. They're 4-unit courses. 3-unit courses, 4 courses, which transfers in as 12 units. All right, so let's go into the program structure. There are 4 classes in the certificate. Each course will be 10 weeks long. Because UC Davis is on a quarter system, which you may or may not be familiar with, we also operate in the same way. This means that if you are used to semester-based schools, you'll need to be prepared for how quickly quarter classes run. I oftentimes get people that come to me and say, hey, why can't I take 2 classes? I took, 3 or 4 classes at my previous university, but they're accustomed to a semester-based system. So on a quarter-based system, you have to think you're taking the same quantity of classwork, you're just doing it in a shorter time frame, which is why you generally take a last class on a quarterly system. So you'll need to be prepared for how quickly quarter classes run. All classes are online. They are asynchronous with built-in live components that will be optional to the learner. Okay, so what this means is that your class will progress at a certain timeline. You will have assignments, due dates, you'll have exams that are due on specific days, and you'll have weekly assignments that will be launched each week. But because it's asynchronous, that affords you the ability to log in when you can during that week to complete your assignments or engage in discussions or interact with students. But there are some live components that will be optional. So if you're somebody who's interested in logging in and talking to a live time professor or engaging in that setting, there are opportunities for you to do that. Ultimately, we want you to be able to successfully learn on your own timeline and with what fits best for you. The certificate ranges in how it's assessed, meaning that you'll have a variety of lecture videos, readings, assignments, and exams that you'll need to be prepared to take. So you'll need to be prepared to take on that workload each week as you progress through the program. So as a reminder, these are graduate level courses, so be prepared to study and ask questions. This program is designed, I think I mentioned it's designed to complete in 12 months, so a full year, 4 courses, a course per quarter. So here's the schedule, or sort of an example schedule. This one actually works for us because for this webinar, because the next quarter is a summer quarter. So the first class you would take over the summer, and then you would take a class in the fall, winter, and spring with no break in between if you chose to do that route, the 12 months straight. You do get your traditional breaks, Christmas, major holidays, and whatnot, but no like semester or summer break. All right, so this is another video, although I probably am not going to show, I'm not going to show this video. She does a really good job explaining the 4 courses. And so I'm really hoping, I'm going to play this audio. I'm going to give it a shot because it's not a video. I'm going to hope it works. If not, again, just let me know it's too choppy, you can't hear it. I'll just go ahead and do my best to explain what these courses entail.
Our first course is Epidemiology for Health Professionals. This course will provide you with the foundational skills and approaches to identify and understand interesting disease outbreaks. These are very important skills for public health professionals. You'll learn about the major causes of deaths, injuries, diseases, and illnesses in the U.S. to better understand major health burdens that we face. In epidemiology professionals, you will be to disease detectives and learn the essential skills that epidemiologists use to do that work. For example, you learn about the different tests and study designs to describe diseases, injuries, and illnesses.
All right. Sounds like you guys can't hear it. I gave it a shot. I'm sorry. I will do my best here then to kind of go through these courses and explain what you will learn. You can also find this information on our website. So this particular course provides you with foundational skills and approaches to identifying, understanding, and addressing disease outbreaks. So these are important skills for public health professionals to learn and understand. So you will learn about like major causes of death, injuries, diseases, and illnesses in the US specifically to better understand the major health burdens that the US faces. So for health professionals, you will become disease detectives and learn the essential skills that are used. So for example, you will learn about the different tests and study designs to describe diseases, injuries, and illnesses. Social and behavior determinants of health. So this is a course that you will learn how health does not just happen in one place, like in the doctor's office, for instance. It is the result of many different factors, like where we are born, where we live, learn, work, play, our age, all those types of things. So in this course, you will examine many of those factors, including topics like ethnicity, race, policies, and you'll analyze that their specific effects on health. So this is really important to know because it can help you understand complex systems more and how and when to intervene. And then you'll have an introduction to health science statistics. This is the next course sort of in the cycle. So in this course, you will learn about the mathematical skills that drive the evidence that we use in public health. So you'll learn how to take a kind of data set and conduct quantitative analysis to derive the appropriate results for your given issue or question. So particularly if you're doing a research or anything along those lines. You will also learn different types of analysis, including like descriptive statistics, statistical inference, and the underlying concepts for these tools. You're going to get an introduction to some introductory or I should say commonly used statistics software in order to conduct your analysis. And then the Health Service Administration course. In this course, you will learn about the healthcare system in the US specifically. You will learn how it's funded and its relationship to the public health system. You will also learn about the legal and ethical underpinnings of public health and the healthcare system, as well as important concept theories and skills that you can use to lead and manage a health service or health organization. So again, that's just an overview of the 4 courses. There's obviously a lot more that goes into it. Our website also has a pretty comprehensive description of what the courses will teach you. And so if you're trying to figure out, is this a really good fit for me? Am I interested in continuing this? That's a good place to look. All right, so while these are not required, it is recommended that you have some prior coursework in statistics to take this 12-month certificate. This will really give you a good baseline to work with. And we do provide some stat resources, but you will want to have some basic knowledge in order to be successful in this program. And then you'll want some familiarity with the SAS programming. So you will touch on this in the health sciences stats. So again, having this background is very helpful. And lastly, you will want to we recommend a bachelor's degree and an English proficiency. And so if English is your second language, just having some type of English proficiency test or something. The reason that we recommend the bachelor's degree, because this is often a bridge over to a master's level program. So you won't be able to get into a master level program without having completed your bachelor's degree. And so it's helpful to already have that under your belt. So the entire certificate, if you bundle it, which we'll talk about in just a second, is going to be I guess we can just talk about it now, it's going to be your cheapest option. And so what that entails is paying for all 4 courses upfront at the time of enrollment. You'll save 10% on your total cost, and that will give you a total cost of $8,996. Of course, like I said, it will have to be paid for upfront. And so some students aren't able to do that. And so they want to pay per class. If you're paying per class, it's $2,499 with a grand total of $9,996. You'll also have to pay for the certificate fee if you go that route. So if you're wanting to still receive the certificate, you'll pay the $125 certificate fee. In addition to paying per class. If you do the entire certificate or the bundle option, we waive that certificate fee. You will also be purchasing textbooks or course materials outside of the fees of the course. We do have some discounts available on our website. If you go on the CPE main website, you go to student services, you drop down, you'll see discounts depending on kind of where you fit. So if you're an employee with UC Davis, if you have a group enrollment, or again, if you sign up for all courses at once. Keep in mind that only one discount can be applied. Okay, so you can't pull from 4 or 5, different discounts. You'll just want to take the discount that makes the most amount of sense for you and gives you the greatest benefit. All right, so how do you get started in this program? So you'll want to sign up for your first class in the certificate. The upcoming class, which is the summer, would be the next available course. Or you can sign up for all 4, waive the certificate fee, and declare the certificate up front. You're welcome to reach out to me if you have any additional questions. You can email me. My email is there on the screen, and I'll have it on the next page, actually. I'll just pop this up, make it easier for you. You can email me at tmthompson@ucdavis.edu. You are welcome to give me a call. My number is 530-754-3537. Or the best way to get in contact with me if you want to chat would be through my Calendly. So you can go in and just schedule an appointment that works best for you. I have availability there. All right. So that sort of concludes this webinar. I'm going to go ahead and pop open the Q&A feature box because it does sound like there's some questions coming through. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in there. Give me just a second to get this stuff up. Okay. Will UC Davis offer an online MPH program similar to Cal's MPH online 27-month program? I am a working professional and the online program works much better for my present situation. I don't, because I don't work specifically for UC Davis's MPH program. I don't know like what their plans are for future as far as their structure. But generally they have hybrid type components. So if it's not exclusively online, there's some type of hybrid or synchronous type of online education, which is where there's live sessions. I'm not familiar necessarily with Cal's MPH program, so I couldn't speak on the similarities. But I would reach out to the MPH program. If you're wanting to go specifically into the MPH and just bypass this program or this certificate, then I would reach out to them specifically. Do I have any advice on scholarships and where to look for the certificate program? I mean, I don't necessarily. There's lots of scholarship opportunities, usually online through different businesses and whatnot. We provide resources for student loans. But because it's such a short 4-course program, it's not like a full master's program. We just don't see a lot of scholarships come through or a lot of industries that are willing to give scholarships for such short programs. They generally want you to be completing a master's program or something along those lines. Can you explain the asynchronous classes again? I'm a working professional here and I want to make sure I don't miss any class during work time. Yes. So asynchronous means that the classes do progress on a timeline. So it's not a completely at your own pace. It's not like you can log in, come Monday morning and you have 4 months to complete all your coursework and you could do it all up front or you can do it all at the end. It doesn't work quite like that. But it is completely online, and during the week it's at your own pace in the sense of you will have assignments that are due that week. You will have discussions or exams that are due that particular week, but you get to decide during the week when you want to engage in the learning, when you want to, read the materials, engage in discussions, and complete your work. But it does have to be done by the due date. Each week, there's usually new concepts that are introduced. So the instructor might post, on the like the board, hey, this week we're discussing XYZ or whatever. And so you'll engage with the material, but you can decide, do you want to log in Monday morning, Tuesday afternoons, 11 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever works for you. You can decide within that week when to engage. So asynchronous just means that it's not completely at your own pace. There is a timeline, there are due dates, but we're not requiring you to log in at any specific time. I hope that makes sense. If it not, I could try to explain it better. So there are no really live online classes. There are no live online classes. There are live components that you can engage with if you would like to. So the professor might say, hey, I have an open forum Monday afternoon or Monday morning at 11. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. That's not a specific time, but I'm going to be available for an hour. I'm going to be talking about this concept. So if you like to log in and learn about it more or whatnot, you can. So there is optional live components, but it's not mandatory. I haven't had any other questions come through. Hence the pause. I'm just giving it another minute or so to see if anybody else asks any questions. Kind of a small group today too, so I'm not anticipating tons. The next course begins June the 20, June 3rd, 26th. I need to know that. I apologize. It's on our website. Should I have it written down here? We just finished. Sorry, we just finished enrolling for this past quarter, so I have to switch gears here for next quarter, but it starts in early June. All right. Well, I haven't seen any questions come through for several minutes. Again, if you do have any future questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to send you over an email as well upon the completion of this webinar with some information. So feel free to respond to that. I appreciate you showing up. Have a great rest of the weekend. Sorry, a question just came through. If you hopped off, it's okay. Could you cover one thing again? I saw this certification credits can apply towards UC Davis's MPH programs. Are they also applicable to other non-UCD? Yes, they are transferable credits, so you can transfer them to other universities. They're just not going to be potentially matriculated the same, which means they may not transfer exactly how they are in our course. All right, I think that's good. All right, guys, you have a great rest of the day. Have a good weekend.